Go.
Amen. Amen. May God bless this house with love. Amen. Amen. May God bless this house. Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to Temple Bethel Israel and our Erev Shabbat evening service. Things are a little different these days, but we have been having extraordinary and wonderful experiences together as we join to pray, sometimes each in our own way, but joined by a community of prayer. And so we begin our service this evening with the candle blessings. Please keep in mind the words Shamor, to guard, and Zachor, to remember, when you light the Shabbat candles. At the beginning, before the blessing, as you light the first candle, you say Shamor, to guard, and when you light the second, Zachor, to remember, because as it is said, if you guard the Shabbat, you will remember it, and if you remember it, you will guard it. Candle blessings. If you're at home getting ready to light candles, begin now. Light the first candle, Shamor, to guard, Zachor, to remember. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat. Lichad dodi, lichad kala, yadadai, 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 b'nei Shabbat. And as we have sung, we have opened the door for the Shabbat bride to come and wed herself to the Jewish people for Shabbat. We are so glad that week after week it continues to meet us at the doors of synagogue, to be here with us. Yedgadal v'yedgadal shemei Rava ve'omad v'rachutei v'yom l'chmalchutei v'chayechon u'yomechon u'v'chayei l'chol Beit Yisrael ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'meru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rava mevarach L'olam kulol me'almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yikramam v'yitnasei v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei v'kudisha v'richu le'elam kol birchata v'shirata tushbifata v'nechemata La'amiran be'alma v'meru. Amen. Blessed, praised, honored, exalted, extolled, glorified, adored, and lauded be the name of the Holy Blessed One. Beyond all earthly words and songs of blessing, praise, and comfort, to which we say, Amen. For those of you who are new to prayer with us here at TBEI, the yellow parts are congregational, or in this case, responsive. So in those first three lines, if you just respond exactly to what you hear, you're home alone for the most part, so feel free to sing out. Nobody will look at you with surprise in their eyes. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher b'baroma ari baravim, v'chachma poteach she'arim, uv'bitbuna mishaneh itim umachalif et hazmanim, Umsader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mibnei choshech, v'choshech mibnei or. Uma'avir yom u'mevi layla, uma'avdir bein yom u'bein layla. Adonai tzvaot shemo el chai v'kayam tamid yimloch alein le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv, ha'ravim. Blessed are you, Adonai, the Ever of evenings. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levacha u'chol nafshecha u'chol me'odecha v'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levadecha v'shinantam levanecha v'divarta bam B'shivtecha b'beitecha, uvlechtecha b'derech, uvshachtecha uvkurmecha, uksharton le'od al yedecha, v'hayu lekot apot ben einecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha. Lema'an tizkeru, Va'asitem et mitzvotai, v'hitem kedoshim le'Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, lehiot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Baba bim bim bam, yabba baba bim bam, yabba baba bim bim bam, yabba baba bim bam, ay 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 ay, yabba baba bim bam, ay 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 ay, yabba baba bim bam. Vichamo chapa edim Adonai, vichamo. Moshe Miriam, shalom ve'amidenu shomreinu l'chaim hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu shalom ve'amidenu shomreinu l'chaim U'pros aleinu tzedkat shlomecha U'pros aleinu tzedkat shlomecha Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu shalom ve'amidenu shomreinu l'chaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu shalom ve'amidenu Ishamu l'nei Yisrael ve'ashabat latzot et hashabat לדורותם בראשונה. בנים ובני ישראל מודים לעולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום השביעי שבת We now come to Hatfilah, the central prayer of our service. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agidi latecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu Elohei Avoteinu v'Imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Libnei B'neihem, L'Ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Be'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Elam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rav L'Hoshia, Mechakel Chayim B'Chesed, Mechayeh HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim, Zomech Noflim V'Rofei Cholim, U'Matir Asurim, ומקיים אמונתו לשני אפר מחמוך בגבורות ומידו מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה ונאמן אתה להחיות הכול ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכול. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. We continue in silence. Here we go. Shalom al Yisrael Tasim Leolam. Shalom al Yisrael Every service, we take a moment to pray for the healing of those in need, whether it be physical, spiritual, or emotional. These days, that pretty much covers almost all of us. And so if you know this song, please feel free to join in, even at home, soft or loud. God will hear your voice. Kavotenu, and courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Yisheverach imortenu, Gor habraka le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, renewal of spirit, and let us say, And now, we spend a few moments with the Torah service. We don't really open the Torah on Friday nights. What we really do is talk about the Torah just for a little bit. And if you will allow me just one small, an iota. I found out recently what an iota really is. It was a word that the Greeks used for the smallest possible particle of something. So if you would allow me just an iota, it was 56 years ago that this was my bar mitzvah portion. My bar mitzvah parasha was Shalach Lecha, and talked about things that even all these years later are very current and very necessary. And so I find that as I spend my years looking at this friend that comes back to me every year, Shalach Lecha, it comes back to me. Every year I find something new, I find something different in it. This year is certainly no different. This parsha talks about Moses sending 12 spies to search out the land of Israel to say, what do you think? Is this going to be a tough job, or is this going to be not so tough? Well, we know what happens. We know 10 of the spies come back and go, oh, this is going to be a mess. They're giants. These people, they're giants, they're powerful warriors. They are grounded in their country. At the end of the battle, they go home. We have nowhere to go home to. We would be an invading army. We would have no chance against them. We cannot succeed. And the majority of people said to Moses, okay, this was lovely. Let's go back to Egypt. I'd rather be a slave than have to fight giants, which is ridiculous. We can't win. There were, however, two spies, Joshua and Caleb, who said, that's all true. They're big guys, but they're lazy and they're tired. And we've got something on our side they don't have. We have energy. We have enthusiasm. What they have, because they're sitting around, is enthusiasm. They're not in a rush. We could sneak up and beat them like crazy. And the people having to make a choice went into rebellion. They rebelled against Moses and Aaron, and they said, we're voting to go back to Egypt. Okay. But Moses and Aaron decide, no, we're going to go in. We can do this. We can do this. We have the strength of heart and the strength of will. We can do this. And in fact, that's what they do. However, God was not happy. And this answers a question that some of you have all the time. How come we couldn't go into the land of Egypt? And there were multiple reasons given.
One was, well, that the only people who should go into the land which God promised us are people who never knew the yoke of slavery, and therefore there had to be an entire generation turned over in the desert, so that when we went into conquer, we were young men and vibrant and able to succeed. The other, however, is that God was angry for lack of faith. This occurs a number of times in the Torah. It is said one of the reasons Moses doesn't get to enter the promised land is when he took up his stick and he struck the rock asking for water, when God said, walk up to the rock and ask politely. Well, Moses, in a lack of faith, slapped the stone with the stick, and for that, God said, not that you hurt the stone, but that you have embarrassed me by lack of faith. You will not enter the promised land. Well, here, God declares that those who left Egypt, of all of the people who left with Moses and Aaron, who left Egypt for the promised land, only 2 were allowed to cross over the river. And amazingly, who were those 2? The 2 spies who believed, Joshua and Caleb. They even wrote a song about Joshua. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, Jericho. It was Joshua who led the people across and in the attack on the city, the walled city of Jericho. And they sang and they fought until the walls came tumbling down. Well, that's not really a story of who believed and who didn't. It's really a story about optimism versus pessimism. All 12 of them saw the same opportunity. But the majority said, it's too hard. It can't work. We can't succeed. Let's go back to what repressed us, but at least it was what we knew. There were only 2 who said, no, God has said we can do this. And if we continue to believe we can do this, and as we all know, we did. And so now in this crazy, crazy time, this thing we call pandemic, let's decide that yes, we can win. We can succeed. We can survive it. We can come out even stronger than before. But it's going to take belief. It's going to take commitment. It's going to take us no longer challenging each other, but challenging the common bond, the common enemy, this virus. It's going to take all of us working together with strength to succeed, and we shall. It won't be easy. It wasn't easy for the Israelites crossing over. A people of no stability. They had wandered for 40 years. They had no homes. They had no anything. All they had was will and determination. Let us take our history and, like the Israelites of old, declare we shall supersede this challenge. But let's do it together. Let's not fight each other. Let's fight the common enemy, coronavirus. And then we can all join back here in this synagogue, and we can talk and we can laugh and we can complain and we can laugh some more. And we can hug each other knowing that God answered our energy and God answered our enthusiasm in the same way that God, if necessary, will answer enthusiasm. Let's win, but let's do it together. Shabbat Shalom. We now continue with the Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon ha'kol, l'teit gdula liotzer b'reishit, shelo asanu kigoyei ha'alatzot, לא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, לגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוצר ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגוני מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום בחשבות אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, והארץ מתחת אין עוד. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, Thus it has been said, Adonai will be sovereign over all the earth. On that day Adonai will be one, and God's name will be one. We take a moment now, as we look over the list of those whose yard sites occur on this week, those whose passings happened in years past, those who have been taken by the hand of the oppressor, including over 1.5 million children of the Holocaust who have no one to recite Kaddish for them save us. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועלמא תברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחיי כל וביום כל ובחיי לכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב יאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי בקודשה בריחו. לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה ותשבחתה ונחמתה, לאמירן בעולמם יאמרו אמן. יהי שלום הרבה בן שמעיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen. Bless our lives, our children and our families. Bless all of those who have lost their way. Bring peace to all who seek a world of beauty. Give blessings, God, to all these today. Amen, amen. May God bless this house May God bless our house. Amen. Now, as we move to conclude our service, we have two more things to do. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Amen. And the miracle of God's love for us is seen as a moment of magic, a magical moment in which God and God's chosen people join together to help the world, to help all. Voila, chala. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. May we go forward this Shabbat in complete knowledge of what it is that God asks of us, what humanity asks of us, and what our fellow man needs from us. Shalom, peace, kindness, and goodness. Shabbat Shalom. May it be a good week.